Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to talk about investing, credit, making money, and even politics. I know it's a touchy subject, but we're going to talk about that today. And in fact, just like all our live streams, we can talk about anything that you want today. Nothing is off limits. So please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. And thank you all for being here this evening. So as you know, we can always talk about anything that you want to. And welcome, Brandon Hicks. I see you in the house from Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's get it. Good evening, Curtis Davis. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So we're talking about it this month. And you guys, we can talk about anything this evening. But you know I've been running on that Dominican Republic real estate lately in the last 3 or 4 videos. Then I ran a credit video today for everybody that needs a little credit help. So we can always talk about investing, whether it's real estate, whether it's the stock market, whether it's crypto, anything that you want to talk about this evening. And even politics is on the table for this evening. And that's going to get a little dicey. But hey, who's scared? We can always talk about policy, right? All right, Justin Jackson from the ATL, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Samantha Hall, thank you. The GOAT. Samantha Hall, 6 people watching. Y'all get them likes up. As always, I do forget to mention, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button down below. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe. And this time, I'm not going to forget about some promotional activity. So I'm going to get into some other things while we're talking tonight. And as Curtis Davis said, the stock market has been down. That's right. Stock market been down, but snap up 10% this week. Exactly. And I did a buying spree. Time to do a recon mission to the DR. That's it, Brandon Hicks. You got that right. It's straight up recon mission right now. There's opportunity knocking, and they're building so much stuff over there. They're building the infrastructure. It's unbelievable. It's all on the table. Some of it's not built, not until 2022. So there's plenty of opportunities still left to get in on the ground floor, as they call it, where you can get in phase 1, phase 2, and they still have like another 5 or 6 phases left. And you know what happens as each phase gets built out, they raise up the price an extra 2 or 3 grand. I also found out today at one of my favorite places at the beach, they told me now they're charging $1,000 per level. So if you don't have a first floor unit, you get a second floor unit. Instead of it costing you $142,000, it's going to cost you $143,000. Second floor level or third floor level, add another $2,000 in that case. It'll be $144,000. So they're charging per level because they're selling like hotcakes. This is what happens when you have supply and demand. Curtis Davis, many people have voted early in the USA. Yes, it's an all-time record. About 30 million people have voted. There's only 25 or 26 million that voted in all of the 2016 election. We already have 1/4 of that total who have voted already. And we still have a week or so, 2 weeks almost to go. This is going to be interesting. All right. Brandon Hicks, crypto is on fire right now, and it's just getting started. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed those videos, if you missed last week when we were actually talking about crypto, when we were actually talking about fintechs, when I said about 3 weeks ago, you might want to get some Ether. Why? Because the fintech banks are on the Ether network. So once you can see at the time, it was only around $353 per coin for Ether. And at that time, I believe Bitcoin was like 10,500. Both have went up. Ether is now over 400, and crypto I haven't seen today, but it's hovering around 12,000. So all of it's on fire. And once again, the reason why we always talk about this is part of investing. You have to understand when the government or governments around the world print money, That means there's going to be inflation. So things like precious metals, things like crypto, these items can go up. These assets can go up in value. All right. That's what happens. So it's all predictable once you know what to look for. So this is why we suggested it. And like Curtis Davis has just mentioned, PayPal gets into crypto this week. And Mrs. Learn and Earn, hello. Glad you could join us. Thank you for being here this evening. I appreciate it. PayPal gets into crypto this week, and that's why you have a boost. Because once you start having all these different platforms start saying we're going to use Bitcoin or coins as a value, that's the reason why you're starting to see an increase. This is why some people have predicted that Bitcoin could end up being $50,000, $100,000 per ounce. Per coin. So these are the reasons why people long ago felt that this could happen, because there's only a limited amount of these coins available. That's the whole reason, supply and demand. So there you have it. So anyhow, everybody, please hit the like button down below. And if you'd like to subscribe and you like what we're talking about here, because there's going to be gems in the chat room, I guarantee you every time we do a live, there's gems. So you don't want to miss them. And if you find this video after it went live, again, I keep the chat room open so it'll show up for everybody that sees the video afterwards. Now, let's get down to, thank you very much, Samantha Hall. I appreciate it. 14 people watching. Please hit the like button. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. And crypto, precious metals. You can get precious metals, by the way, through the stock market using an ETF, such as S as in Sam, I, V, R. D as in David, R, D as DRD. That is gold. DRD issued me dividends this past week. All right. PSEC, GOOD dividends have been coming in. These are stocks that we talk about when we're talking about real estate or stock market investing. This is the kind of things that we're looking for. Thank you, Curtis Davis, for the DR videos. Thank you. The DR videos are fire. Thank you so much. This is how we're going to end up. Everybody here can actually get in on the ground floor of a building boom in what I will call a third world country, but they're making it try to be like a developed nation on certain parts of the island. And they're all over. And so it's just a matter of time. They're building the infrastructure now. It's a tropical destination. So 5 months out of the year, it's prime time. The other 7 months out of the year, well, you either have summer where there's high humidity, or you have rainy season, which is kind of like around now. So these are the kind of things that you have to put up with. But if you can buy property for less, like 50 grand, 40 grand, 30 grand, and rent it out, you have an upside in the long term. So without talking about that, I wanted to do something that I rarely do, because I don't really do promotional activity here, but I'm going to have to do it today on the live stream. Since we're going to be talking about everything, I wanted to come over here so you can see the merchandise. We got to talk about merchandise, right? Stop Struggling Now merchandise is available. And I know a lot of people know it is available. And we have these sayings on the t-shirts so you can see what they are. All t-shirts, $25. All hoodies, $35. No tax, no additional charge for shipping. What you see on the screen is how much it costs. And we have different colors. In fact, if you want a specific color, all you have to do is email me and say, hey, I don't want black, green, yellow. I want pink, or whatever color you want. I'll make it for you. How about that? It's the same price, no additional upcharge, no nothing. So you can see the CEO of my life, Emerging Millionaires. You can see right here in the middle is the blue one. I'm wearing the blue tonight. And you can see the yoga pants as well. They're in white shown. So don't forget, we always have gear, and I'll be adding some more. I should have some hats and things like that within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, there is something else that I want to talk about, and that is the fact that people have been asking me about the $10,000 trade line. Here is the update. It's not coming out right now. What I mean by that is there was a little glitch, because DocuSign has now let's call it grown, and now they're trying to tax people. What I mean is they're trying to charge people to pay not 10,000, not 15, not 20, not 30, but can you imagine they want more than $30,000 up front because they said if you're going to sign up 1,000 people a month or more, that's what they want up front. So the guys were like, forget about that. That's not going to happen. I can't blame them. So then they had to go through another company and they had to get the API to match it in the back office for their website. And they're adding some new merchandise to the website as well. So again, you guys just stand pat. It's going to take about another 14 days before this is going to be up and operational for the $10,000 trade line. That's going to be soft inquiry, no hard inquiry. Everybody qualifies, and you'll be able to use the $10,000 trade line. It's going to be awesome. Reports to all 3 credit bureaus. So again, let's see. Claudel Davis, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here this evening. No tax. That's right. No tax on the gear. Tim, the trade line. What going on with the new trade line? I'm glad I already answered that, Tim. You mentioned that it will be ready to go this month and you have more updates for us. Yep, that was the update, man. They got in a problem with DocuSign, didn't want to come correct. Now that they're big time, their stock is going up and everybody has to, a lot of companies started using them. They started charging up front some ungodly amount of money. So they had to go find a different person, a different company. And the other company is COVID related, so they didn't want to answer their phones for 7 days. Finally got in touch with somebody yesterday. So it looks like it's going to take about 7 to 10 days for the software guys to go in and link up the API and everything. So hopefully that gets you ready for the 10K trade line. All right. Thank you so much, Tim, the trade line, for asking. Curtis Davis, business credit, no PG, Sam's Card, and Lowe's. That is right. Yes, Curtis Davis dropping some gems tonight already. I've never even talked about Sam's Club and Lowe's. As he says it, if you have a business, you have an EIN number, an LLC, a corporation, paperwork, a bank account. You don't even need all 3 of those items. But anyhow, you can get a Sam's card, and that's a Sam's credit card and a Lowe's credit card with no PG. That is correct. Thank you so much, Curtis Davis, for mentioning this. I appreciate it. Claudel Davis, I appreciate this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for mentioning that. All right. Today, looking for software enterprise level. The price tag, $100,000, 1-year license. Exactly. Exactly. Due to this COVID, all these online companies that are going to cater to streaming services, software, now they then jacked up their pricing, and their asking price is it's ridiculous in my opinion. The geeks win again. People don't know, but I always said the geeks always win. They're the ones that are into the technology. They're the ones that want to do that menial work, so to speak, where they'll say, you know what, I'll take 10 years to learn how to make this work. And then they're the only ones that can make it work, and then they tax you. That's why you always have the Amazon, the Bezos characters, the Microsoft characters, the Zuckerberg characters. This is how it happens. They win. You got to pay them. That's how it works. All right. So anything you guys want to talk about this evening? Like I said, we can talk about it. It's wide open. All right. I personally didn't have any agenda today because I put in the word politics at the end of this title. So I was expecting we might have a little political storm going on, but that's all good too. We can talk about that and anything else. As far as real estate, software sales like stick up without a gun. That's it exactly. That's what it is right now. As long as this COVID situation stays out of control and people have to use their computers and stay home, all the internet companies are going to win. I'm shocked that a few companies had reduced earnings, but all the ones that are going to be using streaming services, software, anything that has to do with a lot more people at home, and they have to transition from being able to send information to and from home instead of a central hub, which is an office, this is what's going to happen. So don't forget to hit the like button if you're here, if you're new. And if you have any questions, want to make any comments, feel free. I put like a 5-second delay on today just in case we had a lot of questions and a lot of talk. So I normally don't put a delay. But no stimulus till after the election. Exactly, Curtis Davis. This is what I had planned on, and we talked about this before. You know what's going to happen. This is why I was telling everybody. I went on a buying spree today in the stock market. I tried to send a message to members of the channel, but it didn't go through for some strange reason. But all I wanted to say was I got, let's see, I can't remember everybody, but it was a buying spree. I know it was Wells Fargo Bank. I know it was T-Mobile. I know it was Nordic American Tanker, which is N as in Nancy, A as in Apple, T as in Tom. AT&T stock symbol is the letter T as in Tom. And Wells Fargo is W, F as in Frank, C as in Charles. Let's see, I got DRD, which is a gold derivative. D as in David, R, D as in David, R. That's a gold derivative. And for everybody that's going to be on podcast. And let's see, good, G as in George, O, D as in David. Good gives you a dividend every month. DRD issued a dividend. They give a dividend every 3 months, and that's based on gold. Let's see. I think I got some. Oh, yeah, some more Ether. Got some more Ethereum. Even though it's over 400, but I still got some more Ethereum. Let's see. I got, Snap. That's right. I got more Snap. Thank you. Thank you, Curtis Davis. And I got AMWL as well. And I think I'm missing somebody. I just can't remember who else. But those are the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. Okay. There, I see I froze for a second. All right. But I can't remember everybody that I bought today. So let's see. Let me just go on here to make sure. And by the way, I got another person beside Good sent over money in the form of a dividend. And I reinvest my dividends, ladies and gentlemen. So if I get any dividends, it just goes back into the stock. I don't keep the money on the side. And that's with Robinhood. Webull, by the way, before I forget, as usual, down below in the description, if you want a free share of stock, Webull has a new promotion until October 30th. If you download the app, you get a free share of stock once again. And if you deposit $100 or more, they give you 2 free shares of stock. That's right. Deposit $100 or more, and they give you 2 free shares of stock. And just for downloading the Webull app, they give you a free share of stock until October 30th. Robinhood still gives you a free share of stock just for downloading the software. So hopefully you get that down below in the description. And then you share the link. You're going to have a link off of the apps. Share the link with your family, friends, and other people. This is a way you can do social media marketing. And whenever somebody else signs up, you get a free share of stock. So once again, why not? There's a lot of people sitting at home. A lot of people thinking that they want to be a day trader. A lot of people thinking that they want to invest in stocks. So why not get them off to a good start by getting a free share of stock, even if it is $3, $5, $10. It's still free. I got Snap from Webull when it was like $10 a share. In fact, I think it was under that only like 2 or 3 months ago. And now look at Snap. It's over $30 a share. Crazy. All right. So anyhow, the stimulus money that Curtis Davis mentioned not coming until after the election, that is exactly right. So what's going to happen when the stimulus money comes? The stock market's going to go up. No matter who's in power, there's going to be stimulus money. If Biden wins, stimulus money. If Trump wins, stimulus money. Either way, top 10 percenters who own 92% of the stock market, we win. Either way. So this is why you got to get in and do your due diligence, pick some stocks that you feel comfortable with, and then buy. Doesn't really matter at this point. It's going to go up after they give the stimulus money. There's going to be $2 trillion in stimulus. Don't worry. All right. Let's see how to source supplies for your business and products. Welcome to the live stream. K Go Crazy. Thank you for asking how to source supplies for your business and products. I can't answer your question really because I don't know what you're referring to. What type of supplies? Are you, because it's simple. Alibaba, AliExpress is Chinese. It's easy to find. So it all depends on what type of products and services or supplies you're referring to. So let us know. K Go Crazy. All right. All right. What's a good FICO score right now for a mortgage? No, it's 640, Claudel Davis. You need a 640 and up. Actually, you're going to need more than that. A 640 will get you an FHA loan. So you only have to put down 3%. That's an FHA loan and you need a 640. If you're trying to get another, you're going to need close to 700 and up. If you want to be in good favor, I mean, you can get a loan for 680, but you really want to be like closer to 750 as you can get. That would be the best policy. But you can still get a loan using FHA 3% loan. But if you're going to go with an FHA 3% loan, why not get a multifamily property? Why not get a fourplex? FHA loan, you can get up to 4 units, and you have to live in one of the units for 1 year. So why not do that? If you're going to get an FHA loan, why not get yourself in a position where you're actually buying an asset? A house isn't an asset, just so you know. This has nothing to do with Claudel Davis asking me about a price for a mortgage for him specifically, but for everybody, you have to understand when you buy a house, the way I look at it, not everybody else, I look at it a different way. When you buy a house, you're paying mortgage money. That means whatever money you earn, you're paying towards it. Just like if you rent, whatever money you earn, you're paying towards it. So wouldn't it be better if you bought something that brings money in? So therefore, if you have to live in the property for 1 year and you have money coming in to pay your mortgage, and then after 1 year, you get to rent out the 4th unit, now you have a profit coming in and you use that money to pay for your new mortgage. All right. You want assets. You need extra streams of income. So that's my only advice. But his question was, what score do you need? And you need a 640 for an FHA. You need close over 700 for a regular conventional loan. So hopefully that helps out. All right. Let's see. I got a lot of card offers. Also free money and PayPal accounts. Scare me kind of. Mr. Silverman Fox, you're getting scared because people are throwing money at you. Hey, man, that's what happens when you have those nice credit scores. You don't know what to do. 0% interest for 18 months. 0% interest for 24 months. What should you do? Transfer balance. We'll give you 0% interest for 18 months. I know. And PayPal says, hey, we'll give you a PayPal loan for $20,000. No qualifying, no credit check, no PG, just because you have revenue coming through this account. Yeah, nothing to be scared of, Silverman Fox. Hey, Silverman Fox, you could use some of that money for your project. But then again, you could use some of that money for a project in Dominican Republic, and it could be anywhere. I mean, you can be in Mexico, too. You can be in the Galveston, Texas, Myrtle Beach. It doesn't matter. You can use some of that loan money, that business money, for an investment that brings in money. So picture yourself if you had $60,000 and you can go down and get yourself a house or a condo on, like I said, I did a video where we talked about Galveston, Texas. I talked about Gulf Shores, Alabama, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where there's properties under $100,000. That 0% for 18 months or 0% for 24 months, you can write a check against your credit and buy the property outright and then rent it out. And all that money you pay directly back towards what you owe on that loan to acquire. And then somebody pays it. That's how you do assets. Meanwhile, you still get to sit at home. Extra streams of income. All right. Samantha Hall, quick question. I have collections on my credit report, both past 30-day time to validate the debt. How should I approach this? One of the collection medical. Samantha Hall, I'm just going to tell you like it is. There's really not much you can do at this point. It's going to be on your credit report. There's only a few options that you can try to do. One is if they contact you, then you could say, hey, if I pay you, will you remove it off of my credit report? 9 times out of 10, they will say no. But 1 time out of 10, somebody will say, and you would want that in writing from them before you pay them. Second option, they will give you an offer because they bought the paper. They bought it for pennies on the dollar. They could say, I'll give you an example. If you owe $4,000, they could easily say, well, you settle this for $2,000. Again, you want something in writing and saying that you paid it off, and that's an option. Third option, leave it on there, and then you have to dispute it later within about 2 or 3 months afterwards, because if it's collections and it's not the actual place where you actually signed the at the hospital, and it's XYZ collection agency, then they should not be reporting on your credit report, but people do not realize that, and you can dispute it because only the hospital, for instance, would be able to put that on your credit report. The fact that they sold the paper to XYZ Collections has nothing to do with you. They don't have anything in writing between you and XYZ Collections. That is the law. There has to be, and that's why you have to dispute it. So you'll be able to do something. I just don't recommend disputing items that just came on your credit report within 3 months. That's all. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out, Samantha Hall. 17 people watching. Hit the thumbs up, please. Thank you so much. My own promo section, Samantha Hall. Thank you. Period. He dropping good knowledge. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Thank you, Samantha Hall. Appreciate your comment. Regions Bank jumped 5% this week. Curtis Davis, you're actually dropping gems. Regions Bank is underrated, ladies and gentlemen, just like Ally Financial, underrated. So, again, yeah, it's going to jump 5%. I expect banks are taking a beating, and I expect banks to go up. This is why I had to get some more WFC, Wells Fargo, who's been taking a beating. They're back down to where they were in March in their prices, in fact. They did cut their dividend, though, sadly. But nonetheless, I'm still rocking with them. So let's see. Curtis Davis talking stocks today. Some auto stocks, FUG, GM, Aptiva stock, 5G, Marvel. Curtis Davis dropping gems, ladies and gentlemen. He brings these gems every week. I'm not familiar with FUV and GM and Aptiva. They are on their way up because GM finally started making some smart moves. Investor moves for a change. About time. 5G, as you know, and Marvel, of course. They would be good ones as well. Let's see. PayPal knows this is all about paper derivatives, debt. Exactly. Exactly, Curtis Davis. That's right. They know exactly what they're doing. They're our fintech bank, and they've been doing it. They know exactly what's happening. When people get those PayPal capital loans, again, it's paper. You sign that capital loan. They digitally put that money in your account. They go sell the paper to somebody else. It's crazy. Or they just do it, leave it in-house because they know every time you get paid, they get to take the money out. But they can borrow against that paper. So that's why PayPal is going to have debt. They can easily borrow billions of dollars, just like any other Carnival Cruise Line, an AMC Theater. Hertz, Rent-A-Car, same thing. You have assets, you have revenues, one or the other or both. You can get loans when you're a mega corporation. All right, so that's it pretty much for the stock maneuvering right now. And I can't remember what that other stock was that I bought today, but it's all right. I went on a buyer spree today because I just know, like Curtis Davis mentioned, there is no stimulus money coming. You guys have seen my second stimulus updates. You've seen my updates for news and report update. And every time, every month for the last 5 months, I've been saying no stimulus check is coming. So get your streams of income up. That was the whole point of the videos that I always make about the stimulus, because now you have opportunities that you can take when you have cash flow or where you have cash available. All right. Let's see. Tim Davis, do we have exact date for the trade line? Because I told a bunch of people about it and we are ready. Tim D trade line. We don't have a hard date yet because I talked to them before I did the live today. Because they got the API today for the DocuSign type company that they need. The web designer has to match it up with the website next week. And the web designer, because they're adding products, he told them it's going to take about almost 2 weeks before they'll be able to have it up and ready. So I'll just use 14 days from now as a timeline, as approximate date that they'll have it up and ready. If it happens before then, great. But right now, the software guy that's doing the website is sitting there saying it's going to take them 2 weeks to do it. And that is as of today. All right. So whatever 2 weeks from now is, that's what the date is. And that's when we're ready to rock and roll. And Tim, if you want to be a affiliate for them, that will be available. Anybody can become an affiliate as well for this 10K trade line. There's going to be, in my anticipation, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people that's going to take advantage of this trade line, in my opinion. So it's going to be awesome. Yes, definitely in November, Tim, because everything's already a go. It's just a software, that little hiccup where DocuSign started acting crazy, trying to charge over 30 grand for a setup. That was just ridiculous. So then they had to find another company, and due to COVID, the other company aren't in their offices, so they didn't call them back for 5 days. So that's why we had a delay. So yeah, in November, that's when it's going to happen. All right, let's see. This not time to sell stock. Apple a bot. That's right. Apple, Zoom, Teladoc, AMD. Thank you, Curtis Davis, for dropping the gems. All of those. All of them. All of them. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why Apple dropped their 5G phones, and what I'm going to say is Apple dropped 5G phones, but I kind of laugh because these aren't going to be the actual real 5G phones that's going to come out in another year from now. And Apple has a lot of people that are going to be renewing their phone leases. So this is what they're banking on. So there's going to be sales just by default. Zoom, more and more people are just getting down with not going into the office. Companies have said, we're not going back to the office for 6 months, if at all. So now Zoom is a major player and they position themselves. Teladoc, what else can we talk about? The whole world is in a pandemic, and Teladoc is going to be that over the internet. What we're doing right here with the streaming is what Teladoc does for the health industry. So therefore, that's a good brand. AMD, the software guys, they have some other side deals that they made with people. So even though they're AMD chips and that is fine, they have other deals that's going to help them create a situation like the 5G as well. That's going to help them. So great points, Curtis Davis. Thank you. All right. If you need software API tester validator, hit me up. All right, Curtis Davis. I think they already got it handled, but I'll ask them tomorrow and find out. But I think they got that handled. All right. Joshua Felder, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here this week. I appreciate your support as usual. Let's see, getting some more SBA money from my LLC. It's all good. My company be liable for it, not personal. Joshua Felder, great job, man. Getting some of that business credit money. I like it. I like it. And that business credit money, sometimes it costs you a lot less. This is why the mega corporations always get that dip in from the government when they're giving them loans for 1%, 2%, 0.5%, things like that. It's great news to hear, Joshua Felder. Love to hear that kind of news. Hopefully you're going to buy some assets or use it to turn it into money making. Make that money work for you. So hopefully that's what you'll do. But speaking of business credit, SBA, the next stimulus, if you haven't started your business yet, please get your LLC at least. Get your bank account at least started. Okay? There will be some more stimulus money. So therefore, you may be able to get 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. There will be a second PPP. You guys don't think the top 10 percenters, top 1%ers are going to leave this free money on the table, do you? So they got to present it as if they are giving money to everybody. But they're not going to tell you they're giving the top 10 percenters and 1%ers and all these corporations, $20 billion while they're giving everybody else like 150,000, that kind of thing. But you got to be prepared. because it's going to happen, because people did get free money basically last time for their business. And this time is going to be no different. So thanks for mentioning that, Joshua Felder. So, and there's still money available, which people don't realize. So keep all that in mind. And don't forget, get your LLCs, get your bank account. If you have a problem getting a bank account, some states, like in New York, all they think about is everybody who's opening an account is doing fraudulent activity. There's always Blue Vine, BLUEVINE.com. Get your app. And by the way, if you have money going through Blue Vine, they actually have lines of credit possible. They have what they call a flexible line of credit. So again, act like a business. You have revenues coming in. People will give you money. Curtis Davis, we're recycling the 100,000 biz credit, buy digital ads, buy FIVVR, VA, buy real assets. That's it exactly. That's exactly what you want to do. You got to use the money to buy assets so it brings you some money in to pay off these loans. And then what else happens after you pay off the loans? They want to give you more money because now you're showing them that you're not playing around. Now they're saying, hey, okay, we'll give you 100,000 instead of what we started you with 50. You paid it off that fast, really? Okay, we can give you some more. You have the revenues coming in and you have assets. Think about it. All right, let's see. What else do we have? I'll put it up on the screen. I plan on starting a PRA, and when I get some business funding soon, any whole life insurance recommendation? No. I don't have any whole life insurance recommendation. I know what you mean, though. I know what you're going to say about this whole life recommendation. Yes, I know. You're talking about the infinity banking scenarios. The question I have for you, though, even I like infinity banking, but they're giving me like 4%. I can make more than 4%, leaving my money in the stock market. That's where my problem comes in. And only a portion of it is cash, is a cash value. So that difference between what the cash value is and what I'm actually paying for my insurance, is it really worth keeping it in there? I don't know, because I can borrow against my margin account. I can borrow actually just from the fact that I have money. So I don't really need it, but it's a good way to get 4% guaranteed. It's a good way to have a cash value, and you're protected for life insurance. So there's nothing wrong with that. All right. As business owner, we're recycling the 100. All right, Joshua. Yeah, I'm going after S&P 500 mini. I have a friend that is teaching me how to do it. All right. Sounds reasonable. But if you get a loan or take the money, you're going to have an IOU on that. So don't forget, you're going to need some revenues coming in. That's all I can say about it. So be careful. All right. Chime has new no credit check secure card. Yeah, Chime is trying to bust out. They're doing all kind of crazy things. In fact, they're giving people like what, if you referral marketing, $5, I believe, and secured card, and they're giving out debit cards. So they're trying to actually boost themselves up and turn into a bank, a fintech bank. They already kind of are, but they're trying to up their own game because they're seeing these other fintech banks that have come out, like that Tomorrow card promising people $10,000 trade lines or credit cards. And they're sitting there going, wow, what are we doing here? And then you have other companies like Salt Lending, who's giving people also, if they have crypto and they're giving them lines of credit based on their crypto accounts, how much money they have in there. It's crazy. All right. Let's see, Curtis Davis. What about the policy loans, though? Tim Tradeline, I'm not an insurance guru at all, so I can't help you with any more on the insurance loans. So I can't speak about any policy loans. So you'll have to look into that further yourself. I'm sorry, I can't help you on those. Do you think UVXY TVI? Yes, I do. UVXY, TVX, TVIXF, all these, they're going to be at their lowest when the stock market is at its highest, and the stock market, for whatever reason, is not at its lowest peak. And remember, stimulus money is coming in a few weeks. Whether it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 6 weeks, or 8 weeks, it's coming. So TVIX and UVXY, I'm buying some of that too. Only because UVXY, for instance, could be $16, $17. TVIX could be 50. Actually, I think it's under that. I think it's 45 right now or something like that. So this is the time that you can buy once they keep going down. That's what I like. But again, I don't know if those are going to be long-term plays, quite frankly, because I don't think the stock market is going to do any 30% correction or 20% correction, or for that matter, I don't even think a 10% correction is going to come. So, because everybody's based in that there's going to be stimulus money. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Thank you, Curtis. Right on. Charlie, thank you. I appreciate this. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I see that little icon next to your name, so that means you're a channel member. So thank you for being a channel member, and I appreciate your support, and thank you for being here this evening. Thank you so much. Samantha Hall, would I have to have an actual business in order to get my business account started? Samantha Hall, you're going to need an EIN number, and you're going to need at least an LLC, at least some paperwork showing that you're in business. That's what you're going to need. All right. That's how they count you as being in business. You cannot have an EIN number and then just say I'm in business. No bank's going to allow you to open up a bank account. So no matter if it's online, whether it's Blue Vine or anybody else. So hopefully that helps you out. The only people that'll let you do that is PayPal. Companies like that, they just ask you if you're a business or a person, so you can actually use your EIN number for a business, and then they don't even ask you to send in documents, and you can actually set up a business account. So hopefully that helps you. Square does too. Right. I wish Square accepted business accounts. Curtis, Square is starting to accept business accounts, I believe. I have not set up a business account with them, but I got something sent to me that said they were or going to start. I don't know if they already started, but I thought they already started doing that because they realize how much money they can make. The fintechs are going to start flexing a little bit in the next 3, 4, 5 months. But Curtis, Square, you can get they give you like a PayPal personal type loan. They give revenue loans. Or Stripe. I'm thinking of Stripe. But they're coming, man. I got an email from them. So I don't know what they actually were doing. I just ignored them because basically I don't use Square. So I just ignored when they were saying we got some sort of business stuff coming. But anyhow, just check them out. I'm sure it's in the pipeline. Hit them up. You might have to hit them up. Maybe it's one of those only certain people need to know. You never know. You know, sometimes if you have enough revenue coming through, then they help you out. Or if they know you from a different business, that kind of helps. So check it out. In fact, let's see. I'm going to do something here. Square Business Credit, because I could have sworn. No, they don't. Startup business. Nope, that's Brex. Corporate credit card. Square Up. Yeah, they've been talking about it. So I thought they did start it. So I guess we'll find out. All right. What's the best way to get out of check systems with the charge off on the report? That one, okay. You can do a dispute for the charge off if it's on your credit report, but you're still going to be in check systems. You can dispute check systems too, but it's kind of hard for them. But you don't even have to bother with check system. If you have a problem, if anybody has a problem with check systems, there's fintech banks. Like they mentioned, Chime. You can get Chime card. You can get a Divvy card. You can get a bunch of cards. You can get Oxygen Bank card as an app for personal, not business. You can get, there's a bunch of fintech banks that'll issue you a card. In fact, I'm trying to think of the card that I just got from a fintech company that I can't remember the name of it. Let's see, who was it? I don't even know who this is. Don't even know. Oh, it is. It's Cash App. It's white. So Cash App even gives a card now. So you can have accounts all over the place that bypass check systems. So Oxygen Bank, Cash App even gives something out. Chime gives something out. I mean, there's a bunch of companies. You don't need check systems anymore. Hopefully that helps you out, Tim Tradeline. Mrs. Learn and Earn, question about LoopNet. What does the cap rate refer to? Cap rate, basically, just call it the rate of return. That's the easiest way to look at it. So in California, for instance, you'll see cap rates like 3%. That just means you're going to make 3% on your money as far as I'm concerned. That's all it really means. You don't need to know anything else. That just means you're 3% profit, which is nothing. So therefore, you go to other places like Texas, Florida, Southeast, and that's why, or even Midwest in Ohio and things like that. That's why you'll find properties that have a higher cap rate, and the properties cost less. And that's why properties in California cost more, and in Arizona, for instance. So the cap rate's I just call it the rate of return. That's all you need to remember. It's only 3% profit, 6% profit. If you find something over 4% in California, that'd be a miracle. Hopefully that answers your question, Mrs. Learn and Earn. Square does cap loans, but why wait to be biz bank account? Yeah, there you go. I knew they did something. Bank charter. Oh, Curtis Davis dropping it for us. Yeah, I knew something happened. Square does cap loans, but why wait to be a biz bank account? Exactly. You don't have to wait to get a biz bank account. Square does cap loans. And then he wrote, Square got the bank charter, but have not rolled out. Account like Blue Vine. Yep, Blue Vine's the one. Yeah, exactly. I thought I got something from Square about that. I wasn't sure, but thank you for clarifying that, Curtis Davis, on the fly. Some more gems, ladies and gentlemen. And Square does processing for credit cards as well. TD Bank doesn't check or use check systems wide open for personal or business accounts. Charlie, thank you so much. I didn't know TD Bank did that, but they're only in limited locations. I know when I'm in Florida, I've seen TD Bank. New York, I've seen TD Bank. In Cali, I've never seen a TD Bank. But that doesn't mean you can't open a TD personal or business bank account online. As long as you're in America, I'm sure that'll work too. All right, let's see. TD trade line, but I want to open more business accounts with credit unions. That's why I need to get out of check systems. Okay, well, you can only dispute the check systems. Otherwise, it's going to be you're going to be in check systems for a minute. Or you can whoever you have the problem with regarding the check systems, you can only call them and see if they can remove it, but that's highly unlikely. So you're just going to have to deal with it. Not all credit unions do check systems, I don't think. But again, we're in the fintech era. You don't need to go through credit unions. You can get loans, Tim Tradeline. You can get loans, man, from other companies like Blue Vine, for instance. They give credit. You can do Salt Lending does crypto. You don't have to have your money in the credit unions. There's other fintech banks now that will give you business credit. And I have some videos. You can just search the channel. I have some videos on business credit, and they will let you sign up for free. It won't matter about check systems. All right. So, I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, because credit unions in the past have been able to give out business lines of credit and business credit cards. They were being generous. Well, those days of them being generous is kind of over. They're not, NFCU is not giving out those $60,000 lines of credit anymore. Things like that. They're getting a little more strict. So that's all I want to say about it. But hopefully that helps you out, because all you can do is really dispute. The check systems is almost like a lockdown system. And that's why the fintech banks are taking advantage of it, because They're saying, all right, well, we'll just take everybody as long as you have the right business documents. All right, Cash App, Square, same company. Cash App has been accepting crypto for over a year. That is exactly right. Exactly. And when I start a new business, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to accept no credit. I'm going to be accepting coins, which is going to be the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, or I'm going to be using a function such as Cash App. The reason? So there'll be no chargebacks, because the business that I'm going to do, we can give refunds, but the business I'm doing is we can't afford to have 500 people order something and then 20, 30, 50 people do a cashback 2, 3 or chargeback 3, 4 months down the road, and you get your accounts all locked up because you're using the normal old school processor. It's not going to happen. So I'm starting something new, I hope. And about a month and a half, I'll know more about it at the end of this in about 2, 3 weeks. But I got some things on my radar, and you're absolutely right. They have been accepting crypto. PayPal now does it as well, as somebody else mentioned. All right. Okay. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lerner, and I appreciate that compliment. Thank you. And thank you for being here once again this evening and the support. I appreciate it. Let's see. Charlie. There is no hard inquiry to open a business account with TD Bank. Oh, I don't think there's going to be. I don't know why your credit score would matter if they're not even bothering to even do check systems. They're not going to care what your credit score is. They're just going to go by your business. I don't know if they'll run your DNB or anything, but that's another story. Maybe somebody else will know about TD Bank, because, again, they're not in Cali, and I haven't ever tried to do it. Let's see. I understand what you're saying, but fintech is based on income. If you don't have much income, then you won't get much funding. I want business credit cards because they are stated. All right, you can go for that. Just keep in mind, when the economy is down, things kind of change a little. But yeah, traditionally, they would give you lines of credit, business credit cards, higher values, higher numbers. It's all right. I understand what you're trying to do, but guess what? When you're going for the business loans now, they're asking for your bank accounts. They're going to look at your revenue now to make sure that you're going to pay them back, and they're going to do a personal guarantee as well. So it's not like this is 2018, 2017, 2016, and all that. They're not just going to let you sign up and be stated as you say. Those days are over. So just keep all that in mind. You're going to need revenues coming in because they want to make sure that they can get paid back. All right, here we go. TD, Charlie. TD Bank is North Carolina, South Carolina. All I can say is they won't check with check systems. They are good. Well, that's all you can ask for. If they're not going to check with check systems, then you're good. And I wonder if they do online bank account openings. That would be interesting, like the big boys. TD is actually a big bank. So they might do online sign up. Fintech are saying 10K, nothing to loan, while banks, all this red tape for 25. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, because fintechs are using based on your revenue. Just like if you don't know, if you already deal with PayPal, if you have revenue coming through PayPal, let's just say $5,000 a month, $8,000 a month, they will give you a PayPal loan based on that. They don't even do a personal credit check or nothing. They'll give you the loan because they see your revenue coming through. That's what fintechs are going to do. Same thing. Right. No red tape. Exactly. Okay. Had TD in New Jersey and Maine, biz and personal. New Jersey, Maine. I know they're in Florida. I know they're in New York. But that's about it. I've seen them whenever I travel around. I see them. All right. Let's see. What else? Joshua Felder. I got a pre-approved for Capital One Walmart card. Do you know anything about it? Don't know anything about it, quite frankly. But hey, it's a Walmart business. Is that business or personal? But either way, does it really matter? I say if somebody says they're sending me a credit card, 9 times out of 10, I see it. I look at the is there an annual fee? If I see 0 annual fee, then I'll sign up. If I see some annual fee on there, then I just throw it out. That's pretty much how I look at it, because it's not really that you need it. It's just really that you're just keeping it and use it every now and then. So why pay annual fee if you don't have to? That's the way I look at it, Joshua Felder. I mean, you might have other uses for it, but I'm sure you qualify for other credit cards as well. All right. They will look at my revenue for credit cards now. Yes, TD trade line. Yep, that's pretty much it. You're not just going to be able to have an LLC, and you're not going to be able to just say have a bank account and then just apply because my credit is 750. They're also going to be saying, hey, I need to see your bank statements, or I need to see your tax returns. I need to see what revenue you have in before we give you these lines of credit or business credit cards. I mean, that's not 100%, but all I'm saying is that's the trend that's going on. And so, sure, there might be an exception here or there, but everybody's going to be looking at how much money the company's actually earning. Rumor, Capital One Spark Card will no longer report personal credit. Oh, that would be awesome. Because, Tim, hey, you know what's funny? Curtis Davis mentions the Capital One Spark Card. You can qualify for the Capital One Spark Card. Because as long as your credit score is around 600 and up, you'll qualify for one of the three. They have like 3 different Spark cards: excellent credit, mid credit, and a little lower credit. And so you can get a business card that way. And yeah, they used to do it personal credit score. They're going to do a check your personal credit score. But again, that will have nothing to do with your check systems. All right, personal 5% cash backs on groceries, 1% back on gas. That means they're more than likely going to have an annual fee. But hey, if you shop at Walmart and you get 5% back and 1% at the pump, there we go. Now it's worth it. That's what I look for as well, Joshua. That's what I look for, man, if it makes sense. So I shop at Walmart. So yeah, I'll take it. For every $100 I spend, I get $5 back. I'll take that. And even if they do charge me $29 or $39 or $49 a year, I'll still do it because I'm going to get that back in cash because I spend more than thousands of dollars a year at Walmart. So yeah, that sounds like a good deal to me, man. I would take it. Joshua Felder, really, Curtis Davis. Yep. All right. So that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost up to an hour, and I want to thank you for being here. And before I forget, please smash the like button if you don't mind. And if you like what we're talking about, I make videos about a lot of what we're talking about. So please subscribe and please hit the bell so you get notifications. I looked it up yesterday, only about 1,400 of the 7,500 subscribers receive any type of notification when I put out a new video. So that means 6,000 people do not get anything. So that's why you have to share these videos and share them with other people as well, because we can help out a whole bunch of people here. All right. All right. Annual fee. He says his annual fee $0. Well, Joshua Felder, it meets all my criteria. I don't know if it meets all yours, but that just means I'm getting it. As soon as they say $0, and then you're going to tell me I'm going to get 5%, $5 for every 100 I spend at Walmart. Jesus, a bag of groceries these days costs $200. Let's get real. All right. That's right. Walmart prints money. You're doggone right. These guys can afford to print money. They get subsidies from the United States government, and they make billions, trillions of dollars a year, but they still get subsidies. It's crazy to me. And they can still get loan money for $0 or doggone near 0% interest, free money. So they got plenty of cash. They are printing money. It's crazy. Walmart has hundreds of trade lines. Exactly. And they can do they can leverage their trade lines into giving other people deals. It's crazy. Walmart's a juggernaut. Don't be confused. All these big time guys who came at the right time, up and coming businesses that started in the last 20 years, the Amazons, the Walmarts, the Apples, the Samsungs, all these guys, they have an unfair advantage in reality. They can buy up companies because they have trillions of dollars worth of stock, or hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stock. So hundreds of billions. So it's no big deal for them to say, hey, when a startup company comes and they say, hey, I'll buy you out for 25 billion, they can buy up the competition. They have a unique advantage, and they have the platforms, the streaming services, the software services, the cloud services. So they have everything that people are going to need in the future, the 5Gs. So you have to go through them to do business or do personal. So they have a unique advantage. None of us on this call right here have $100 billion. We can't go buy up a company, a startup that we see over in Silicon Valley, and they're struggling, but they have some unique software or a product. We can't go in there and say, hey, man, we'll give you $5 billion. How about giving us your technology? We can't do that. But those guys can, and they do it all day, every day. That's how they stay ahead of everybody. All right. Maybe I should Walmart products to arbitrage. I love it. I love it. Joshua Felder, you're thinking like a true CEO of your life. You're a true investor, true entrepreneur. Exactly. It's all doable. But like Mrs. Learn and Earn is doing, you can also, you can arbitrage that discounters, where you can get that products, the leftovers from Walmart, the Home Depots and all that, and arbitrage that in as well. So yeah, you can do that. It's not even a problem. Especially, I think Mrs. Learn and Earn's about to give us some. Use the Walmart card to buy clearance items and flip on eBay while getting cash back. Exactly, Mrs. Learn and Earn. We got a bunch of entrepreneurs, CEOs on this call, on this live stream tonight. This is exciting. Exactly. This is how you do it. Arbitrage. This is what I've been saying from the get-go. The internet, you can use eBay, you can use Amazon, you can use Craigslist, you can use your own social Facebook ads, you can use a bunch of things, Instagram, you can use Snapchat, you can use everything to arbitrage products. While you're sitting at home, these products are just sitting online 24 hours a day, and all you need is a few people a day or one person a day to buy your product. And that turns into thousands per month. So don't be confused. But great mention there, Miss Learn and Earn. Exactly. That's how you do it. Liquidator. That's right. .com. That's it, Mrs. Learn and Earn. Liquidator.com. That's it. Since Walmart can buy up 5 billion tech, then it's like locking in free profits, cash flows. Exactly. They have an unfair advantage because these companies are worth so much money. It's unheard of. It's like Standard Oil from 1900s, where they could just buy up anything and everything. Like Carnegie, that's what they could do. Like Henry Ford, when he made his the equivalent of billions, he could buy up any company. You could buy up the competition. This is what they did. Same thing is happening now. That's why the government is now sitting there telling the senators are going, no, we got to break these guys up. I'm like, hey, isn't this a capital society? You can't break them up. They're going to try, though. That's it exactly. Then it's like locking in free profits, cash flow. Let's see. What else? Joshua Felder. I'm applying for the Capital One. Joshua Felder. Hey, man, I'm glad we pushed you off the cliff. I think Mrs. Learn and Earn, I think she pushed you off the cliff even more when she said you could arbitrage that clearance items and put them on eBay. How easy is that? Go to the store in the morning, look through the clearance items. What's that going to take you? 30, 45 minutes max? Go back home and then go put them on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, whatever. And that's going to take you another 30 minutes to an hour for 2 hours. And then you arbitrage that clearance items, whether it's $100, $200, and turn it into 500, 600 bucks while you're sleeping, because that stuff will be online while you go to bed. Wake up in the morning, somebody orders. Beautiful work. Mrs. Learn and Earn, I love it. Thank you for mentioning it. The arbitrage method. And that's what you do now, ladies and gentlemen. That's basically what America has come to. If you want to be a top 10 percenter, you can use the platforms that the billionaires have to arbitrage yourself to millions. This is what people don't understand. They'd rather work 9 to 5, 40 hours to 50 to 60 hours a week. You could have worked 40 to 50 hours a week for yourself, and then you don't have a ceiling. You're not capped. You have uncapped your potential, because now everything is directly related to, if you put in the 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 hours a week, now you might only make $500 the first month, but how much will you make 8 months later? That could end up being $5,000. How much could it be 3 years later? That could be $8,000. Because as you do something, you get more efficient at it, and then you get better at it. So therefore, you make a little bit more money. So that's how we do it. So speaking of arbitrage, this is how a guy that I told this story before, a guy I used to play poker with 20 years ago, 15 years ago, probably about 15 years ago. I met him in Aruba when I was at a tournament, and we just hit it off, even though he's like 10 years younger than me. But he was just like this kid, and he was hella good at poker. And so we would just talk. We happened to stay in the same location. So I'd see him all the time while we're down there for the week or so. And the next thing I know, we exchange, and I see him at the World Series of Poker. Then I have some events in Vegas, because you know how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. In case you missed those Super Bowl picks, Super Bowl videos, you can search the channel for those. But, you know, I see him at these parties all over. And so one day, poker's gone online, so we don't talk. He's an online player and an offline player, just like me. So in 2009, when you had what they call Black Monday or Black Friday, whatever it was, where they shut off, the U.S. government shut off being able to pay and receive money from online poker rooms, then I didn't talk to the guy for about 10 years. So then about 2 or 3 years ago, he came across on my Facebook. And so I was like, damn, that's him. He hits me up. And then he says, what are you doing? So I said, hey, I got to call you. So we talked. Now, mind you, I arbitrage timeshares to put them on Airbnb starting in 2012. Well, this young kid, he had like 3 or 4 of his friends, and they were arbitraging hotels. So they're going to buy distressed hotels, and they were putting the hotel and the hotel rooms on Airbnb. So that's what he was arbitraging. Then he went to Scottsdale, Arizona, because I was down there during spring break for spring baseball, and I ran into him down there, and he's then buying $700,000 homes and arbitraging those on Airbnb, because you could rent those out for like $2,500, $3,000 a month from January, February, March, and April. And when he arbitrages on Airbnb, he's not making $3,000 a month. They're making $10,000 a month, because they can charge like $1,000 per night. And they're renting out like 20 nights. So they're doing like 20 G's, 10 G's, like every 3 weeks. So it was worth it for them to buy a $700,000 house in Scottsdale. And then he went down to Mexico and did the same thing. Crazy stuff. This is how you arbitrage, ladies and gentlemen. I stayed 2 minutes from Walmart. So, hey, time is money, Joshua Felder. I like what you're saying, because if it was like an hour away from you, then you have to start thinking, okay, that may not be worth it. But if you're talking about a few minutes up the street and you can pick up some items and then come back and put them on eBay, Amazon, and wherever else, yeah, or Facebook Marketplace. I mean, you have all kind of outlets now that you can sell products. This is why there's no reason for a person not to have extra streams of income, especially in today's environment. So again, we're over the 1 hour mark. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe and click the bell so you get notifications. I'll cross my finger. So there's also things down in the description in case you just came in. If you want free shares of stock, Sign up with Robinhood and Webull. Webull is back to their promotion where just for downloading the app, you get a free share of stock, just like Robinhood. And with Webull, if you deposit $100 or more, they give you 2 free shares of stock this month until October 30th. So you got to do this before October 30th, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I might create my own platform to arbitrage and call it Josh Mart. Joshua Felder, CEO. That's the way I think everybody should think about how they can do their own thing. Be the CEO. Yeah, use their platform, then open up your Josh Mart. And then you can do what Airbnb and everybody else does. Contact other people and say, hey, how would you like to sell your product on Josh Mart? And I'll take that 3% cut for everything that sells. Think about it. If you can set it up, it's going to take a minute to get it set up, but that's how they do it. You can do the same thing. And emerging millionaire t-shirt here in the blue. Everybody here should be an emerging millionaire. All right, let's see. I like that thought, Josh Mart. Curtis Davis, money never sleeps. That's exactly right. You must pivot your business from time to time. That is exactly right. Money never sleeps. And with the advent of the internet and the business and the processes, there's no better time than to use the internet to make your money 24 hours a day. That's what we're doing here. All right. Mrs. Learn and Earn. I like that picture too, by the way. The dollar signs on the book. Oh, by the way, speaking of books, I rarely even promote this, and I don't even have it but on 1 or 2 of my videos. My brother, who has never been in any of my videos, which is fine, but he wrote a book, Star Cruiser Falcon. Actually, there's 2 books, Star Cruiser Falcon. So anyhow, if you like sci-fi, check it out. I've been trying to get him to make book number 3, but he won't. We'll see. He says he has some ideas. He might be doing a prequel or something like that in the next book. But Duran Drake, that's my brother. And go check him out. He's on Amazon. And I'm pretty sure he's Barnes & Noble as well. The book's been out for a few years, but he's got 2 of them. Star Cruiser Falcon. All right. Great content as always, everybody. Exactly, Joshua Felder. People in the chat, it's amazing. Every week they give out gems. You yourself always gives out gems. So I thank you, everybody, for being here and giving out those gems and nuggets every week. This is why I decided to do the live stream on every Friday night, because I got infatuated with people actually giving out all these different nuggets. It's been awesome. So I just wanted to keep it going. Yes, Star Cruiser Falcon. That's it exactly, Miss Learn and Earn. That's it exactly. That's it. Yep, there's 2 editions. So one's on Kindle, I believe, on Amazon. I think it's the first one. He had a different, just like the music business. You have a different deal, the first deal. And that's usually not the best deal. All right? Just like if you're in the music business, do not sign a 365 deal, please. Ever, never, ever sign a 365 deal. That means the music company gets everything all the time. You don't want that. You might as well just be independent. And by the way, you might want to get on Tidal, Tidal, instead of being on these other platforms. Tidal pays the most. Just so you want to know if you're in the music business. Which, by the way, I got to find a track. I got a couple of tracks. I'm supposed to be in the music business. What's going on here? There's a producer in Sacramento, something I've never talked about, I don't think. A producer in Sacramento. He produced hit songs for Michael Jackson and a few other artists. He used to have the plaques on his wall, and I just can't remember, but I'll even say his name is Vern. If you're from Sacktown or in Northern California, there's a guy named Vern that makes awesome music. I actually bought like a couple of tracks from him because I was trying to help out a few artists. And those 2 tracks, I hope I have. I want to find them. And then I hope to collab with somebody on Stop Struggling Now, and we can make a video, make a music, and put it on iTunes and make some things happen. It'll be fun. All right. Let's see. Well, let my son know. Thanks. Right on. Thank you, Mrs. Learn and Earn, or Miss Learn and Earn. I appreciate it. All right. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about this evening? It's all wide open. I see nobody wanted to talk about the political environment this week, which is a good thing because, politics gets out of hand. People have different point of views, but it's okay. I don't mind talking about it. Somebody asked me last week, I think it was Heartfelt Music. I think he's the one that asked me, are we going to talk about politics? And I said, we'll talk about it this week. I think it was the Joe Biden's plan for Black America. And at that point, I said I never really paid attention to it. But I did pay attention to it, and it's extensive. The only way he's going to be able to pull any of this off is you're going to have to, the majority would have to be Democratic, and he would have to win the election. So the odds of that happening is pretty slim to do the trifecta, win, have the House and Senate under Democratic control, because if it's not, then it'll just be a logjam, similar to what's been happening over the last 2 years. All right. Like my son, the power and distribution of content, music, or video. Exactly. So this is the whole problem when you have music, video, movies, when you only have a few players that are able to influence what gets played, what's not going to be played, and how you're going to get paid. And that's why being an independent artist where you don't rely on your label, that's why you'll make more money. Because now on a 365 deal, you have a concert, your label gets money from the concert. That's craziness. You're out here sweating and they're getting paid. This is ridiculous. And then you got to pay them back because when you made your music video, it cost you $100,000, and then you had record sales that only did 50,000. Now when you go on tour and you get your 10, 15, 20, 30 G's, they're going to keep that. It's just crazy. All right. And as Charlie says, vote. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Always one thing to be said. People have died to vote. And if that's good enough for me, I got to go vote. All right, Samantha Hall, you're welcome. And thank you. Thank you for asking questions, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right. And I also got to say I appreciate everybody being here. You could be out, as I always say every Friday, popping bottles, could be out there playing around. So the fact that you're here trying to gain some knowledge means it's another day that you're going to be ahead of 9 out of 10 people, because that means you want to be a top 10 percenters. The only way you can be a top 10 percenter is you got to do what 9 out of 10 people will not do. And as soon as you figure that out, then you're like, wait a minute, 9 out of 10 people aren't doing something. That's where you need to be. That's what you need to be doing. All right. You want to be a top 10 percenter. Basically, the record company buy the artist's future. Exactly. An artist, basically, they mortgage their future for present. So people don't understand how the music business works, because, wow, that's crazy how rappers get put in a box with no knife. Exactly. Because you have to remember, most people that are in music, they're artists. They don't really look at their art like music. They don't monetize it. So they're just going, well, okay, I made this music. I think it's good. I want people to hear it. And then somebody walks in and says, hey, I'll get this on distributed for you. I'll get it out. I'll get you an album cover. We'll shoot a video, and it's not going to cost you anything. And I need you to sign this contract right here. So the artist is legitimately thinking, oh man, these guys are talking good. They said they're going to be my friend. They're going to take care of me. They're saying, here's some money, here's an apartment, and we're going to get the video shot for you. We're going to distribute it for you. And that's all they hear. They don't get into the weeds, so to speak. They don't really look at their contract and find out that apartment they gave them, that $5,000 they just put in their pocket, that $40,000 video that they just shot, that's a mortgage. They don't realize it. They're already in the hole 50 G's. And if their album flops, then it's an IOU. And so from that point on, that's why the music industry started the 365 deals, because albums have been flopping because of streaming. So I shouldn't say flopping, but what I mean is the album sales are lower and streaming sales higher. So they're sitting there saying, hey, you know what? If their album doesn't do good and they're on the hook to us for 100,000, we can't recoup that 100,000. So we got to do a 365. So when they go do their concert, we got to be able to get some money. When merchandise sells, we need to get some money. That's how they're getting their money back. So yeah, they're in a box without a knife, but they're signing up for it freely. And by rights, you have to understand, just like an artist that paints, same thing. They're just painting. They're like, no problem, loving life. Then somebody says, hey, I'll come put it in your gallery. And they're thinking, oh, man, I get a gallery. I get a showing. This is going to be awesome. And then another shoe drops because it's going to cost you something. And they just thinking that it's fine because they didn't really care about the money. They just wanted their product to be seen or heard. And that's how all these rappers end up signing basically bad deals. And that's why all of them are broke. So when they're running around with these gold chains, these cars and things like that, if they're on a label, that's going against their future revenue. And they don't understand that. So that's hundreds of thousands. It could even be millions of dollars. So you have to keep in mind. And that's what the actual, when a music person says, I signed a contract deal, that is based on your future sales. So you can sign a $20 million record deal. But the problem is, usually in the fine print, they're making it such as you better earn that $20 million back from sales. And if you don't, that house that they live in isn't theirs. The cars they're driving isn't theirs. The clothes on their back, not theirs. Gold chains, not theirs. And that's how it works, unfortunately. All right, let's go. Giving you one time, 1 million, even though 5 million worth. Exactly. What is rough too is when they get put on the shelf. Oh yeah, that happens a lot. I don't know if I should sell this story or not. Okay, I'll give a story about being put on the shelf. There's an artist that was hanging out in Sacramento who was producing songs in Sac, and they were going to sign with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers was promising that they're going to be signed, and then Warner Brothers kind of signed her, so I gave it away to her, and they put her on the shelf, and the deal never happened. So she ended up signing with a different record label. And if I told you who it was, you'd be like, what the? And the girl had like 5 or 6 mega hits with the new record label. So yeah, it's crazy. All right, and they still have contract left. Exactly. So even though they got their they owe the label money off of their first album, and they usually have a 3-album deal, let's say. The second album, now that they're negative, let's call it negative 50. The second album, let's say the second album makes like 500,000. Well, that negative 50 is going to come off that. So now it's 450. And then they're going to start splitting stuff off after that. Plus whatever their new album costs to make, their new production costs and all this, So again, these guys don't think. They're out there trying to make these hot videos, not realizing when you make hot videos, the production cost goes up. Spending $80,000, $100,000 on a video, and then your album sales are $200,000. $100,000 gone, just like that. So these are the kind of things that they don't think about. I need to go scouting to find some rappers and create it. That's cold, man. That's cold. Hey, you don't have to go look too far. All you have to do is Google Music Center, and all you got to do is go to any guitar center and hang out for an hour. You'll run into some artist in there and be like, hey, where do they do their music production at around here? In Sacramento, they have buildings, warehouses that they converted to music studios, and they section them off to where everybody has like a 10 by 15 or 15 by 15 room, and they have their own studio, and they're all located in a building. All you got to do is go over there and you hear all different kind of music. And these guys they're just making music. They can't get a distribution deal. They can't get a record deal. So they're just making music. Some other artist buys their music and things like that. There's so many artists that's sitting around. It's incredible. Artists with skills. It's incredible. I used to sit at my friend's office and I would be listening to all the tapes that artists would be sending in for them to listen to. And I would listen to 5, 6, 7. And out of that, 4 or 5 would sound like they're banging. And they'd be like, we can't sign them. Why? Well, it's going to cost us $100,000 to make a new artist. Well, more than that is what they said, but I'm just using this example. It's going to cost us $100,000 to make them a new artist. So even though you found 5, we can only really pick 1, and we got to hope that one we choose turns into a winner. Because back in the day, remember, well, most people don't know, rap music, they weren't selling like millions of copies. Only some artists. Most artists, 200,000, 100,000, 50, 70,000. That's the kind of thing that was basically happening with rap music. All right. But yeah, need to go scouting. Aztec Financial is in your area. Poor credit, foreclosure, and bankruptcy. Doesn't matter. Real estate investor's dream come true. Charlie, thank you for these nuggets. I've never heard of Aztec Financial. Are you talking about what area? Are you talking about California? Are you talking about Florida? Where are we talking about here? Let me know, because that's a little nugget. And when you say poor credit, foreclosure, bankruptcy, you're saying real estate investor's dream. Are you saying they give a hard money loan to value? What are we exactly talking about? Because we have a situation in the ATL possibly. If I'm hoping that guy sells that $650,000 house, that would be nice. So then we can have some fun in some real estate games in the ATL. But let me know about Aztec Financial. I'll look them up and I'll do a video on them, which actually helps me out as well. So that'll work. Oh, she already said California. So Aztec Financial's in California. That's awesome. Do you happen to know any other details that you can share with us regarding, are they doing, what are we talking about here? Are they doing new only for investors? Is that what you're trying to say? So if I found but it has to be in California though, right? So just let me know. I'm not really a fan of getting anything in California as far as multifamilies and all that. It has to be a little bit bigger project for me to do something in California because the cap rates, they're so low, it's ridiculous. So let me know. Flipping investors. Yes. What's the loan to value they're talking about? If you're talking about investing in homes, or are we talking about multifamily or apartments or things like that? Just let me know, because if that's the case, then it's a normal 25% down, I'm sure, for multifamily or commercial properties. I can live with that. Just let me know what their LTV is, though, if it's less than 75% or more than 75%. So flipping investors. All right. California, that's a gem. Aztec Financial, flipping investors. That could be helpful. Are they hard money? I'm assuming they're going to be hard money. So then we got to find out, is it a 12-month term, 18-month term? What are we talking? But anyhow, I'll find out more about it. But I thank you very much for mentioning that. Let me go check this out. Let's go, California. I'll go look it up myself if I can find them. I didn't find them. Well, if you're kind enough and you know something about it, please send me a link if you can, because I just Googled it and I don't. Oh, never mind. I see what happened. I put in AZ Financial. That's why I couldn't see it. Okay, nope. It comes up Aztec. I don't get an AZ Or did I just, or was it Aztec Financial? Hold on. Equipment financing companies, equipment financing. I think that's them. Let's see. Aztec. Okay, I found them. Equipment financing, commercial equipment financing, offers fast, flexible, easy commercial equipment financing with a variety of structures, whether you are a new business or experienced. Nice. Okay, that has potential. We got to find out more about them. It sounds like they do equipment, but we'll find out. I'll give them a call because it always comes in handy to find another financial source. Thank you so much, Charlie, for that. I appreciate it. And that helps out everybody, whoever's in California. That helps you out. So again, another gem dropped on a live stream. And once again, thank you for being here. And please hit the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe. And please click the bell so you get the notifications. And if you don't want to click the bell, then please go down below in the description and sign up for the newsletter. Because I started sending out everyone that signed up for the newsletter, I send them a message whenever I upload a new video now. Because like I said, only 1,500 people get notification when I send out a new video. 6,000 people do not. All right. Down lower. Okay. I don't know what down lower means, but okay. Oh, here we go. I need some... I missed something. That happened to my cousin with their first label. Oh, Miss Learn and Earn. Exactly. So you know the story. You know how it works. You know how it works. That's how they do people that put them on the shelf after they put in the work, after they have their music, and they have a right to do that. That's just so disgusting to me. People put in all that time, energy, and effort, and they spent years just to sign with the label in the first place. So it's kind of crazy that a label would put people on the shelf. Just insane to me. All right, I got some, let me see if I got anything online. Got online messages that keep popping up. So I got to do this check. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're in an hour and 30 minutes. I think I'm going to wrap this up this evening. So if you have any other questions or anything, you can speak in the next 2 or 3 minutes because we're going to wrap this up for another Friday evening. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support as usual. And please share the videos that I've mentioned before because there's a lot of people that can be helped during this pandemic. Millions of people are out of work. And if you want to invest in real estate, and you're new and haven't seen my real estate videos for the Dominican Republic, I've done 2 or 3 videos. I'm up to part 4, and we're talking about buying, well, in this case, I'm referring to condominiums because I'm looking for a condo hotel in the Dominican Republic because they have new construction going on, and they have great financing deals where you don't actually have to get a loan or anything like that, and you can finance this out of your pocket, and these things are not going to be built for another year to 2 years, and they're taking payment plans for when you can, so you can basically get in for like $5,000 or less in a lot of cases, and then get a payment plan for the next 2 years. Yeah, it might be $600 a month, it might be $580, it might be $680, it might be $400, but you're actually buying a property that can be used for a vacation rental on Airbnb, VRBO, Flipkey, and all these other platforms. And you could be making additional income once it's built, and you could have it paid off in full in 2 years. So these are the kind of things that you got to look for, and we found them, luckily. So again, if you have any questions about that, let me know. And Miss Learn and Earn, great live. Thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you, Tim D. Tradeline. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thank you so much. My friend going next week to Dominican Republic. Oh, yeah, for something over there. But I don't know which part of the island he's looking for something. Is it Sosúa side? Is it Santo Domingo side? Is it the Punta Cana side? Or somewhere in between? So it all depends. But it's a good thing that he's getting over there right now because this is the time to get something, in my opinion, in the next 2 years. After about 2 years, the prices are gonna start rising. So that's why I'm kind of excited about it, and we're gonna make it happen. So look for the video in about a month or two. That I'll be over in Punta Cana, and I'll be over at Sosúa. I'll be over in Cabareta. I'll be over hanging out over there for a week or two, seeing what's going on, trying to make some sort of great deal in person. I don't want to do deals with people over the phone or on the internet, because in person, the deals are a little bit different, oftentimes lower. All right. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it. So as I always end everything, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. That's why we talk about real estate investing. That's why we talk about stock investing. That's why we talk about crypto investing. That's why we talk about multifamily investing. We give you specific stocks that we talk about, and even crypto. And again, that Ether, Bitcoin, you might as well stay with the two. But keep in mind, Ether is being used by the Fintech banks for their coins, such as Lend, L-E-N-D, such as YFI. Okay, this is the future, ladies and gentlemen. So this is how you can get your assets on, and that's how we do it here. So all I can tell you is keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.